Hello everybody, welcome. How are you all doing? I wanted to do a special reading for you today. I'm coming to you from Thunder Mountain. You can see a bit of Thunder Mountain there in the background. It's a beautiful day here in Sedona, and I hiked up here from my house. The weather was cooperating as far as the wind goes. April is sort of our windy month, and I do have a story that I can tell you. Maybe I'll wait till the end about like why I'm sitting in this spot in particular, but I will tell you that I am sort of I'm at the base of a triangle of 3 twisted pines. So I'm literally inside of this kind of smaller vortex inside of the vortex, and the phone that I'm recording on is perched up against this tree that was kind enough to provide me with like the perfect little spot to put the phone in. So welcome everybody. Welcome if you're new, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm so happy to have you here. Please do share this video if you want to share the energy of Sedona to your friends and family. So anyway, let's do a reading. I pulled a few decks, so we're going to start with a message from Keepers of the Light, and then I've got my pocket size Morgan Greer, the smaller. It comes in this awesome tin. And then, because it's Taurus season, I pulled out my herbal astrology oracle deck, and this is awesome. It's a medicine deck. It has all these different, sacred medicines, and correlates to the astrology. So I love astrology. All right, so let's just invite in the divine with love and light, and the elemental beings, and the spirit of Sedona. And I'd like to invite in the archangels and the keepers of the light as well to join us for this reading. So, messages for the collective as we close out the month of May and enter in, close out the month of April. Interesting. As we close out the month of April, all right, before I cut the deck, I want to show you White Eagle with Ancestor Spirit is here. So giving honor and respect and love to the spirits of this land and your land too. Oh, I just got a very overwhelming feeling through my body. The new bottom of the deck is Carnunos with the Green Man. How perfect for Taurus season. I know it's more Capricornian, but it's that earth energy, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. And this is just the connection to all living things. It's synergy and life force. Today we have a moon in Leo. So we're coming out of that moon in Cancer where maybe you were feeling a bit depleted, or I don't know, like you needed a bit more rest during a moon in Cancer, and now the moon is in Leo for the next few days, and you may be getting a burst of energy. So we are getting the Holy Spirit that's coming out with Expect Miracles. Amazing. I love that. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. That is a big message, a big message with the Holy Spirit coming out. So that's a gorgeous energy. I saw this in the pre-shuffle, El Moira, Awakening Presence. And to me, he feels like, he is an ascended master, El Moira, and he feels like he has a connection to Archangel Michael, which is an archangel that's been coming in for me a lot lately. And also with the galactic energies there. I feel like he was definitely a galactic. And it says Awakening Presence, the universe is with you, and to wear a cloak of protection and love. So El Moira, interestingly enough, like he kind of had to keep his identity a secret. That's why he was kind of cloaked. And this may be to where, we still have Chiron and Jupiter in Aries, and that's really dealing with our identity on a big level. And I feel there's a lot of reforming around all of our identities and what that looks like. And it's like your presence is being awakened. And during this time, maybe there are some energies that you do feel that you need a bit of protection around. Mars and Cancer, it's very private, so there is sort of like this energy of privacy right now. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be, you know, coming out and doing your thing and sharing and creating and collaborating and putting yourself out there, because he definitely did that. But and the blue, right? The blue eyes, the blue sapphires, so the blues. And the last reading that I did, Archangel Michael was like a big, big presence, and he comes in under the blue ray. So the universe is with you. Spirit has your back. And remember, only love is real. Wear a cloak of love, but also to protect that. So I'm feeling there's something around protecting your energy right now. For some of you, it could be like protecting your identity against identity theft. I know that's so crazy, but you know, there's scammers everywhere. If any of you have accounts on Instagram or on YouTube, and you know, there's just scammers everywhere. So your light is so big right now. Your purpose is important. Like there's definitely something really important about what you're doing or what you're being called to do, or just the love that you have, your energy. It's very high level with these two. So it's important to make sure that you're clearing your energy, that you are grounding. Taurus season, North Node Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, you know, all this beautiful Taurian energy that we're in right now, that you're grounding and connecting, and that's going to give you some protection. Absolutely. And let's see what else was with that. Look at this green Tara. I'll tell you a story about green Tara. So supreme protection. You are protected. Okay, so they're telling you, I felt like we needed another one. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. So here's like it's the Holy Spirit, which is neither masculine or feminine. It's both, really. So it's both. It's not. It doesn't have a gender, the Holy Spirit. And then we're getting the divine masculine, and then we're getting the divine feminine with green Tara, who's saying you are protected and the cords are being cut. And that's again why I was feeling Michael through him, like he might, you know, carry an essence of Archangel Michael with him. Elmoira, and with green Tara, actually, I'm coming to you not even a mile. Like I can walk there, and I probably will walk down there when I'm on my way home to the Amitabha Stupa and Peace Park. And there is a space specifically there for reverence of green Tara. So we're very close to the green Tara energy, like right now. And she's such a beautiful energy. She's like the female bodhisattva, you know, and has many, many names, and is providing, the sacred feminine is providing that protection. Cords are being cut. So what does that mean for you? You know, because your presence is awakening. I feel there's something that you're really being called to share, and there's an energy that you're being that's being activated within you right now, that you're going to be carrying out into the world. So, you know, so things from the past are being released, and the life force underneath here is so beautiful, because this is having that deep connection, deep roots to this living organism. This planet that we're on is a living, breathing organism, and he's sort of like the Carnunos, the green man, Pan. You know, it's that Capricornian energy of just being so connected to the physicality and how sensual all of this is. And that's Taurus season. It's, you know, it's Venusian. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it can be like a very, very sensual sign for that reason. So the grounding is really important. The color green and the color blue, I love those two colors together, are really beautiful. Express your driving passion. Express your driving passion, and you're protected in doing that. And the things that you are looking to release, the energies, you can look towards green Tara. It's interesting that it's the female bodhisattva that's bringing that energy in and helping us with that. So I'm going to put a few rocks on these cards just because it is just getting a little bit breezy, and we'll activate those with some red rocks for all of you. So, and it's interesting too, because it's like the Holy Spirit, and then like Elmoira and green Tara sort of in the middle, and then Cernunnos there as like the guardian at the root. Very interesting. So I feel all of the chakras are being aligned right now. For those of you who are resonating with this message, there's a realignment during this Mercury retrograde, and Pluto's getting ready to go retrograde, and then we're going to get into all the retrogrades. So the realignment and like a re-evolution of your life. High Priestess coming out. Before I cut the deck, the Empress. So there's the Taurian energy. There's two divine feminines right there. All right, Eight of Cups, walking away, leaving the heavy stuff behind, going towards that ninth cup. With the High Priestess, you know, she was a jumper, so I feel like that's kind of the overall spiritual energy of this reading, the High Priestess. So it is the higher connections. It is the realm of the unseen. We're dealing with like the invisible realms right here, and that's the Piscean energy, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. It's the realms of the invisible and the Akashic records. You know, being something like with that Holy Spirit, expect miracles. It's sort of like what's kind of happening in the other realms, in the etheric realms, and that's why Cernunnos is there to help us to kind of like bring these things into form. Is something that I'm seeing, like, oh, I just started shuffling the deck again. Interesting. So, all right, I don't know why I did that, but let's keep going. So the Eight of Cups, this is like that, the lunar eclipse in Scorpio that's coming up, and it's really going to be releasing what no longer serves. The painful, it may be painful. It's going to be a long journey for some people, you know, of walking towards that ninth cup. And it's really, this is something that I feel that is truly a time where we're being guided by higher forces, by bigger energies, like destiny really being at play here. And your presence is awakening. So it's like when your presence awakens, you can't stick around to things that aren't fulfilling you. You know, you can't, because it doesn't work like that anymore. It's sort of like the way that you used to be able to do things, certain things, you're going to see where it's not working. There's like an issue or a problem, or it's like you can't get it together to make it happen. The things that are in flow and that happen gracefully and easily and naturally, like, you know, that's where I feel that some of this the Holy Spirit is going to show you, like, oh, that felt like a miracle. Like, I can't believe that that went so smoothly and that happened so gracefully and that was so beautiful, and look at how wonderful it turned out. Whereas the things that just, it's like you can't fit. Okay, a beautiful hawk just flew by. Wow, I saw like the feathers of the hawk. So hawk on the totem right now, that's Horus. It's funny, I put on like my Eye of Ra ring before I left, and then it was like, I think my fingers were a little swollen, so I had to take it off. But that's like the Eye of Horus that's coming in, so it's having that bird's eye view, and that's the protection as well. So you may have hawk on your totem. I know I definitely do. Okay, so the things that like it's like you just can't win for losing. You can't fit that square peg into a round hole. As painful as it is, or difficult as it may feel, those are the things that you're going to be leaving behind. So let's keep going. Oh, okay, we just had a bunch of cards jump here. So I'm going to look at them. The World. Yeah, it's the end of a very, very, very long cycle here. A very long cycle. And it's been stubborn. And that's sort of Pluto moving through Capricorn. And we're going to, you know, we're not out of that for like another year, because it's going to keep flipping. It's going to be on that cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius where, you know, we're still kind of like maybe dealing with things from the past. but we know that there's a lot of stuff that's not coming with us, and so we get the opportunity to kind of revisit some of those things a little bit. There's so many cards here, so I'm just going to close my eyes. But yeah, it's like we are completing this huge cycle, and it's all the fixed signs, it's all fixed energy. So today, as I'm filming this, we have a moon in Leo that's opposing Pluto in Aquarius, and that hasn't happened for how many hundreds of years. And it's that fixed fire, fixed air, it's fixed energies, you know, so it takes a longer time to kind of move through those and master those, I feel. Yeah, here we go. So it's so interesting. Wow. So the world, Cernunnos, and the devil. So this is Capricorn, and then we could also say Saturn, which is now in Pisces, and the High Priestess came out. And yeah, I just feel like it's having this understanding of what is complete, what is no longer healthy. But also there's something about the hard work of Capricorn and the ability to move mountains with Capricorn. Like, what have we learned from that 15-year transit of Pluto in Capricorn? Where have you had victory inside of that transit? You know, what were the big lessons that you learned? And is there anything that you're still holding on to? Because Green Tara is saying we can cut those cords. We can leave them behind for good. There is something that is awakening within the collective in a big way. And it's so etheric. It's so high level. It's, you know, Saturn in Pisces we're going to have the opportunity to like really tune in psychically in a whole new way. And yeah, leaving behind this devil energy, but taking the good parts of it, because the devil can be a coach, you know, he really can be a coach, and he can provide life force, because again, it's Capricorn, and it's where, you know, we can put in the hard work, we can discipline ourselves. It's Saturn, which is the father, you know, it's where we can discipline ourselves, where we can find more discipline in our life. And that discipline involves, you know, understanding that things that we really want to accomplish, it's like that drive. If we work hard enough, we can have that. And then, but also where, you know, we can release unhealthy and unsatisfactory patterns and habits and situations that are not satisfying our soul. So that's something that I'm seeing. Like, this is deep, because we have Capricorn and Pisces here that's come out. So let's see what else we have. These were the cards that just fell out, and I'm really curious. This one, wow. I mean, this is Taurus energy. So King of Pentacles, yeah. A lot of this, it's so physical. Like, so much of this is so physical, you know, the devil, the world, Cernunnos, even Green Tara, it's so physical. And so, you know, what's important? Where is the value? That's the North Node in Taurus here. What is really valuable to you? I've been saying this for the past almost year and a half. Where is their growth? Where is their abundance? Where is their good health? Where is their vitality? You know, and those are the things that I feel like that's the path of destiny that we're on in this moment. And remembering that the High Priestess came out, so it's not, you know, just about material wealth and success, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here reading tarot. You know, it is about the spiritual, and there's also things like that are invisible that we can't see. The Holy Spirit, that's something that to the naked 3D eye, it's not visible. So there's the unseen at play here. And this is where, yes, a cycle is definitely completing, a big cycle, and we can have victory in that, but we still have some work to do. We're not quite finished, but we are definitely on the right path here. And the universe is like, working through your life right now. The Holy Spirit, the universe is working through your life right now in such a big way, helping you along this path towards, I don't know, more stability, more security. And I know that these are things like with Jupiter moving into Taurus and the markets being all of the banking systems, the financial systems, like everything, we're going into uncharted territory here. We really are. We're moving into uncharted territory, and so much of the future is unknown. And that's also the High Priestess. It's like things that are happening way behind the scenes, things that we can't see. It's the things you can't see, feel, and touch again. But with our sixth senses and with our extrasensory perception, we can perceive sort of what may be coming. And so with regards to that, yes, it is like they say the devil is in the details, you know, so maybe we don't have all of the exact details and know exactly every single step of the way what we're supposed to be working on or doing. Things are going to change. We have to be flexible. We have to be willing to pivot and to change direction, you know, because who knows, there may be something that he's overlooked and he actually does wind up going back. The eights say that we can go back to some of these things if we feel that we've overlooked something and we need to turn around and go back, and like maybe there was something that we missed. So it's not so much about like having all the answers on a day-to-day basis, but with the High Priestess, it's where we can tap into these other realms so that we have the guidance, and that way we're moving with spirit. And when you move with spirit, you can't go wrong. When you move within the light, you'll always stay on the right path, you know. And so it's also not getting stuck inside of fear, addiction, codependencies. Yes, we will have some of those things because we're human and this is a human experience, but we're also light embodied. We are also spirit embodied. So there's kind of, you know, it's working with both of those. But where was I going with that? So I feel that that's a big message too. I'm gonna do a video for you very soon, like it's coming, on Saturn's transit through Pisces and what that means, because here we really are seeing Saturn with Pisces, and I feel that there's, you know, a lot of people are going to be awakening their presence, their psychic gifts, their spiritual gifts, really, like, to where, you know, it's like your light worker mission, your spiritual mission, you haven't even seen half of what you're going to be doing. It's amazing. And over the next 3 years, that's going to be evolving, a re-evolution. That's Pluto. Pluto is about the evolution of our soul. And then on the contrary, with Saturn and Pisces, and this is just really brief, it's to where, you know, a lot of people are going to fall into the other side of the polarity, and there may be a lot of like mental health crisis, delusion and addiction, and all of those things. So it's really important, the devil, Cernunnos, King of Pentacles, to work on our health and our well-being is really important. Get your sunshine, drink your water, eat healthy, get your rest, you know, and focus on your health and the strength of your physical body to, you know, to show up for you, to support you over the next 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius, because it is the unknown. And I love that he came in for us, this masculine deliciousness. You know, we've got the ram, we've got the stag, we've got the ram, male leadership, masculine power, masculine force, and the green Tara, like, you know, this love energy that is also fierce and absolutely will protect you. And it's the feminine that's coming in to cut the cords, and it's the masculine energy that wants to kind of have us indulge a little bit more. So finding balance inside of those. Beautiful. Wow, you guys, this is a gorgeous energy. Okay, I did put the other cards back in the deck, so I hope you're enjoying Thunder Mountain. Over there, I think on the side you can see there's sort of like the guardians of Thunder Mountain. Many of them, they are very, very, very old beings, very old beings. And yeah, this is the energy that I am blessed to live in every day. And I will tell you, it was not an easy road for me to get here. This summer, I'm celebrating my 5-year anniversary in Sedona. And it was not an easy road for me to get here. I had to sacrifice a lot to be here. So I also want to say that, you know, the miracles came when I made some really big sacrifices in my life, and when I was willing to let go of things that weren't really satisfying my soul. And it was a long journey. It was arduous. It had many, many tests and challenges. I've been definitely scared along the way sometimes, wondering if I had made a mistake even at times. And all the while, you know, this energy of the high priestess within me knew that this is what was written in my records. And I'm feeling very emotional. I don't know if I mentioned I'm a moon in Leo and a Leo rising. So the moon is hitting my moon today. So, you know, I'm definitely filled with a lot of love in my heart. And I want to share that with all of you if you're sort of going through some of that right now. Yeah, so anyway, we got the Six of Cups that's coming out. So this is exactly how I'm feeling. A bit of nostalgia for the journey, a little bit of nostalgia for my journey specifically. Maybe some of you are feeling this with a Mercury retrograde, and Venus is in Gemini, you know, so that is Gemini. It's sort of like the other, the energy of the twin, seeing ourselves in the other. And you know, and this is childhood and it's past lives, and it's all coming together from a heart space. And I love this. It's like the two children who come together, and like you know how kids can just, they can just sit together, whether it's in silence, complete silence, and one's doing their own thing, the other's doing their own thing. They can be together, but not together in a sense. They can share space and not have to be like bip, 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 constantly. I feel like because of their openness and their vulnerability, it's where kids can have a staring contest, but it's also where they can just look right into each other's soul from such a pure place. And so there's something definitely about our relationships and our connections that maybe this is something, you know, that we're seeking more of, is this really like deeper connections. I don't know about you, but like, I don't want the superficial connections in my life. I think acquaintances and networks are important. They're super important to have, but like, I want the real, you know what I mean? That's what I want in my life. That's what gives me life force when I'm connecting with people. So right now could be some reconciliations, conversations. Mercury retrograde, you know, Mercury retrograde could be some conversations, some reconciliations that are coming your way. But it's also a healing from the past. So it's like making peace with the past. It's making peace with this huge, huge, huge cycle, having gratitude for all of it. And it's okay if you're not there. I don't want to put that pressure on anyone, you know, to be in a certain place. These are just energies that are available. And whenever and if they resonate for you, and if it feels good for you, then, you know, then that'll happen for you when it's ready to happen, and specifically in specific situations. Okay, so let's see, because 8 of Cups with the Devil can be hard. This can be even having to leave behind something that has felt very stable for you, that has, you know, provided you with stability and safety, but it's not making you happy. It can be walking, you know, having to leave behind some really painful shit, you know, relationships, whatever. So I'm not trying to make light of this at all. You're so protected here, and you are so supported by all of the beautiful energies that are around us, this Holy Spirit, right? Sedona, this is a Holy Spirit here. Before I cut the deck, we're seeing Temperance, and you know, this is definitely a time to sort of walk that middle path, to be able to see things from multiple perspectives, but it's where a lot of feeling is coming up. Like, you know, it's definitely where there's a lot to balance out. And these are also our relationships that teach us how to how to do that. You know, it's holding up a mirror to our own shadow, and it's kind of doing that shadow work all in our own timing. And this is a time of divine timing and also balance and moderation. So again, like I was saying, you know, with Kernunos coming in, it's like I feel that he does teach us how to have that moderation, how to be in the physical world and enjoy the pleasures of the world while not being trapped in that, because this would be the inversion. You know, it's like with the Capricorn energy of the devil and Cernunnos or Pan. You know, Pan always had the flute, and it's very tempting, and you know, comes to you like, you know, super good looking and very it's temptation. So this is sort of the inversion of that, and how inverted that has become in this realm that we exist in. You know, how inverted things have become. And maybe they always were. It's just that the light is getting brighter, so the dark is getting, it's like the bigger the light, the bigger the shadow, and that's also temperance. So the new bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, and here we see the king and the queen at the top and the peasants falling off the wheel. And that's not balance. And it's like the hand of God is going to come in and turn that wheel so that nothing stays the same forever. And my Nana always said, this too shall pass. And so, okay, that's a big message. This too shall pass. So yeah, Wheel of Fortune coming in, Page of Pentacles. This came out in the reading that like I just posted. So I'm filming this on, when am I filming this? What's today? Thursday. And I probably will post it on Friday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this came out in the reading that I just posted, and I had recorded that a few days prior. So it is that new energy of a new path. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, it's something about maybe releasing like a sort of status of having to be the best. Capricorn is the 10th house. Like people who have like a strong 10th house placements, a lot of them in their life, whatever they do, it's like they really, really want to climb to the top, to be on top, to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is sort of like, well, what's really important right now? And how have your values shifted and changed? And is there kind of like, I don't know, is there something that you're trading in for something else, maybe a new path? Wow. And the Four of Cups. So here's like where the Cups energy is coming in. Four of Cups with the Six of Swords and the Death card. So I'm gonna pull from the herbal astrology deck, because now we're just getting the repeated messages from the last video, and that's where. But maybe you didn't watch the last video because it was really long. So I apologize about that. But so the Six of Cups came in, right? And it's talking about like spiritual love and soul connections and healing your heart and all of that, heart healing. And then the page is coming out after that, and is telling us that, you know, maybe there's a new path that's available. Maybe there's new opportunities. Maybe there's a new path that we can walk with an open mind and an open heart and with optimism. And the pages, like the children, you know, kind of expecting that miracle. And with that, we're getting the Four of Cups. And so, you know, this is, again, it's like, well, maybe what has felt like missed opportunities, you know, in our life, or things that haven't worked out, or I don't know, maybe there's somebody that in your life that just isn't taking the cup. They're not taking the blessing. They're not, I have this little fly that's flying around me. You know, maybe somebody hasn't taken your offer, and you know, and you're really having to move on from that and just let it go. Six of Swords with Death. And it's even just, again, maybe that's how we're making peace with the past, is to just realize that some things we can't control. It's just destiny. You know what I mean? It's just destiny. And it's the hand of God. It's the hand of fate. It's, again, the High Priestess. That's why she's so calm, cool, and collected, because she knows what's in the records. She knows the plan. And that's why she has discernment. So sometimes with the Four of Cups, it's where you're being presented with an offer, but you're not taking it, you know, or you're taking time to, like the Buddha, to sit under the tree and wait and just to receive an enlightenment, because that can also be the Four of Cups, because we're seeing maybe not the hand of the divine, but it could be the divine disguised in disguise. So are you going to take this cup or not? Do you want to take it? Again, this could be somebody else, and it's where we're not really taking any action. But here it is where, you know, there's a transition. So this is a transitional period, and lunar eclipse in Scorpio is going to bring those endings and the transformation, and then eventually a new beginning. So it's going to resonate differently for each of you. Never give up your power to a reading or to a reader. I always say use your own highest intuition and guidance, and take what resonates and leave the rest, because you are your own best guide. You are your own best psychic. You're your own best healer. I'm my own best guide, psychic, and healer as well. Like, it goes for me as well. And it doesn't mean that I don't look to other people for guidance and things like that, but I'm very discerning with the information and the people that I surround myself with. And that's also the High Priestess. She's a gatekeeper. So not everybody gets to cross through that threshold, and you're there, okay? All right, so let's finish up. This is an amazing deck by Adriana Ayales, artwork by Josephine Clerks. And if you're interested in this, it's a really great deck. So, all right, so let's see what we have. We've got ginkgo and rosemary. When I cut the deck, they say that where rosemary flourishes, the women rule. And there is rosemary that grows all over Sedona, and that is Sun and Pluto. No, Sun and Mercury. Interesting. Number 3, and then ginkgo with the breakthrough. So it's like a masculine, feminine energy there. All right, so to the elementals, as above, so below, because this is also an astrology deck. Help me to guide whoever is still watching this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I can't believe how this little vortex area is so not windy. It's amazing. I can't even describe to you how windy it was up on the hill. Did I tell you I went up to a hill to film this, and it was so windy that I had to come down? But anyway, and I feel like my earbud is about to fall out, and I don't want to push it back in just in case it winds up turning this off. I still don't know how to use these. Okay. So let's get a message. All right, I am going to, okay, it didn't do anything bad. Good. Okay, so let's see what we have. Ooh, we're getting a unicorn, y'all. And this is Uranus, and that's in Taurus, and Mercury. And Mercury is retrograde in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus, Mercury retrograde in Taurus. This is real time. We're seeing rhodiola with wisdom, and rhodiola is an adaptogen. It's an adaptogenic herb, and we're seeing the unicorn. That is beautiful. So if you'd like to stick around, I'm going to read from the book, and then at the bottom we got Valerian with acceptance, and that's a big message, because this is where, you know, lightning, this being here, this being, and this is Neptune, and there's a mouse, and mice can sometimes be a sign of like trouble, you know, but there's like a cauldron here, and magic, and these really, really jagged mountain peaks that are being struck by lightning, and that is, you know, very Uranian in a way. And Valerian is acceptance. So this is really working with like our central nervous system, with calming anxiety, helping us relax and accept the situation, accept things as they are. It's like not feeling like you have to make radical changes, or other people have to make radical changes. It's just accepting people from where they're at. Number 44. So that's a master number there. And you know, and it's angelically connected. So, okay. Anyway, I want to read, because I want to know about the rhodiola. I used to take rhodiola. I like it better than ashwagandha. For me personally, I'm not a doctor, and so I'm not qualified to give you medical advice. So just so that you know that. Anyway, okay. Number 37 with rhodiola. I know it's very, very good for feminine, for the feminine. So in the upright, this is magic, wisdom keeper, purity, higher consciousness, clarity, intuitive intellect, enchantment. In the reverse, this is where we can be overly analytical, unenchanted, unable to express thoughts, emotional blockage, and self-absorbed. And the astrological rulers are Uranus and Mercury, like I said, both in Taurus. For centuries, rhodiola or golden root has been used in Russia and Scandinavia traditional medicine. Many studies have been published on this root as it has been used to increase physical endurance, longevity, energy, productivity, and resistance to high altitude sickness, and treat fatigue, depression, anemia, impotence, gastrointestinal ailments, infections, and nervous system disorders. In Asia, it is called plateau ginseng, and Tibetans consider rhodiola root to be a sacred herb. It has been used by the Tibetan and other Himalayan peoples as a tonic herb, while Himalayan Buddhist monks use the herb to enhance their spiritual power and increase concentration, mental capacity, memory, and endurance. The Vikings, there's a lot of information here. The Vikings used the aromatic roots of rhodiola to fight infections and increase sexual prowess and sensual appetite and enhance fertility. Gotta love them Vikings. The Inupiat and other Alaskan, so like the Inuit and the Inupiat and other Alaskan natives used it as a medicine and food, made tea from the flowers or the 4 to 5-year-old roots, and used the leaves and stems in salad and even sauerkraut. To this day, mountain villagers in Siberia use a bouquet of the sought-after roots prior to marriage and to enhance loyalty, birth of healthy children, and increase fertility. Chinese emperors would send group expeditions to Siberia to harvest wild golden roots, as they knew it was the Siberian people's secret to staying strong and vibrant through the harshest of conditions. All right, I'm going to go back to using rhodiola because I used to take rhodiola pretty regularly, and I haven't in a long time. And again, consult your doctor, please, before you do this. Rhodiola, ruled by Uranus and Mercury, has the energetic signature of the elusive unicorn, embodying the elements of intelligence, purity, fierce intuition, mastery, and wisdom. Unicorns are gatekeepers, ancient protectors of the forest. Like Uranus, your genius brings lightning-like brilliance to the moment, insight without bias, an intellect founded on intuition and grounded with the power of truth. On the contrary, this can signify a time of mental and emotional blockage, disconnection to divinity, intellect without intuition, and emotional immaturity. So it's like the polarity, right? And I feel that with any polarity, it's like we all have our moments where we're in one or the other. So, and maybe somewhere in the middle. All right, the guidance. The unicorn is known as the great protector of the forest. Like rhodiola, some unicorns are said to live near high mountains to this day. Yes, in fact, I know people who say that Flagstaff, the San Francisco peaks, that there are a group of unicorns that live there together. So, okay. Like rhodiola, some unicorns are said to live near high mountains to this day, nourishing and protecting the wise and ancient forests left. Rhodiola is in your cards today to remind you that you are intelligence embodied, intuitive, articulate, and knowledgeable. Your actions are measured carefully and intuitively as you connect ancient codes on the ways of heaven and earth. The subtle essence of the unicorn resides in the third eye. If unicorn medicine comes to you, your sense of wise creativity and aliveness will deepen. Don't neglect your medicine. Honor your natural gifts. Stand tall. Own your medicine and who you are becoming. Oh, I love that. Own your medicine. Own your medicine and who you are becoming. That's powerful, you guys. Your presence is awakening. The cords are being cut. You can release things. You can open up the channels to your heart, to your intellect, to all of that. This is definitely I feel that this is a great time to be in meditation, to tap into that Piscean energy of the invisible realms. Really, I really, really do. If you're working hard, if you have a lot going on, if there are energies that are around you that are maybe negative, do your best, to separate yourself from those things as much as you can. Again, it's like, it's accepting what you cannot change, and I know in AA, in Alcoholics Anonymous, and in NA, they have that prayer, right? That I wish I could like remember the whole thing, but I always like think of that prayer in my mind when I'm in a place where I'm asking for a miracle for a situation. Pray for people. That's something that I've really been doing, where people that I love, if they're going through a hard time, or maybe not seeing the light, maybe not wanting to get out of that energy of whether it's addiction or just not wanting to change, I've just decided like I have to pray for these people and send them unconditional love as much as I possibly can, and that I know that that helps. And remember that the Holy Spirit is here, and it's all around us at all times. So I love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this. I really hope it was helpful. I'm so thirsty, so I'm gonna have some water, and I think I'm just gonna sit here for a little while before I go home. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and I'm gonna get some rhodiola, because it has been a while since I've taken rhodiola. I used to take that. So let's see. I don't think I'm done yet. Let's do elementals real quick. So earth, air, fire, water. I'm going to get you a Keepers of the Light. So Taurus season, let's start with earth signs. Let's start with the earth signs, and I'll get you a Keepers of the Light. So earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right, earth signs. Ooh, you're getting hope with love and acceptance. Beautiful. Look at that. So she comes in under the trinity of female angels, of faith, hope, and charity. And I believe they're archangels. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth, Taurus. North Node and Uranus in your sign for a while now. Choose loving thoughts. So my beautiful earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The lotus, oh gosh, I just love how golden this is. She's gorgeous. So let's go back in and get one for, let's do fire signs next. Sorry. Okay. So let's get one for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Fire signs. Ooh. All right, you got two fire signs. Nice. You got Freya with the cycles of the moon, phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending, and illusions are being revealed and released. So truths are coming to light, and it's going to help you to move on from things and to understand things better. You're definitely completing a cycle and beginning a new one, fire signs, and it's going to be it's going to be a lot more graceful for you, and I feel creative. Paul the Venetian with experiencing grace. I love him. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So if you've been in a cycle of maybe doing some shadow work, or things have been a bit whatever, you're coming into a place where you're going to have waves of inspiration and love, and it's very creative, the energy of Venice, Italy, right? But also it's very Venusian as well. And I love this. There may be a partner that's coming in for fire signs, and their heart is so pure. Their heart is very, very pure. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful for fire signs. All right, so we did earth and fire. Let's do air. Air signs. Okay, Message for the air signs. Gemini, Libra, and ooh, okay. So fire signs got Freya, and air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you got one of my favorite. You got Odin. So he's like the hanged man. Your third eye is open, psychic insight. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition, air signs. You know, and that's all father. It's all powerful. He's highly, this is a protective energy for you, air signs. You know, Odin, he's like the hanged man because he had to sacrifice that one eye to have the psychic insight. So something you've either sacrificed a lot in your life, or you're being called to surrender right now into, like, maybe it's like you're sacrificing one thing for the other, and it's making that thing sacred. So it's really about being in your power and following your intuition in a big way. And I feel it's also about stepping up and being a leader in your own life, air signs. I don't feel like this is a time for you to really be looking outside of yourself for the answers. Maybe, you know, for some guidance, but ultimately this is about your power. And I don't know, some of you, you know, you may have like a Viking ancestry or past lives as a Viking. And even some of you, the Valkyrie is important as well. And the messages, they're definitely coming. Maybe, you know, you want to look into some of that if you like runes, you know, maybe even doing a rune reading. I want to show you at the bottom was Michael with trusting heaven, and that you're safe and the angels are with you, and understanding that. So right now is the time to follow your intuition, your highest guidance. Again, it's not being too influenced by outside energies or by other people. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All right, and finally, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Odin's at the bottom. Paul the Venetian's now the new bottom. And you're getting Katumi with a cloak of wisdom for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You already know the answers that you seek. Trust what you know. He's got the Merkaba and the Ankh and very, very green eyes. And this is an ascended master, Katumi, right here. You know, I don't really know a whole lot about him, to be honest with you. But I feel that he was like Middle Eastern, or maybe even Arabic, like Arabic Middle Eastern. So I want to know what the message is about him. Oh, he's Indian. That's beautiful. And actually, his teachings were brought to the world by Madame Blavatsky. So they don't even really know his true identity. He was kind of like a wanderer, and he was just spreading wisdom. He was a rishi in India, and he walked the path of spirit and gave up a lot of material possessions. And other people say that he was well educated and he was a Sikh spiritual leader, and they gave him a pseudonym to protect his own identity, which was actually similar to the El Moira. You know, a lot of times, like back in these times, people had to hide their true identity. Like if they came from a wealthy family and then they wanted to go seek a spiritual path, they wouldn't let people know who they were. And a lot of these, maybe, you know, they had to assume different identities even for protection against being persecuted, because there were always tribal wars, religious wars, and all of those things. So interesting. So Kyle Gray believes that he did he led a high life, like he was someone who came from wealth, but that he really gave it up. And now, if you're a light worker, which you are, he helps you to go beyond the limits that other people have been setting for you, and cultivate your personal connection to your spiritual energy and to source, to spirit, to the universe. And so this is about like how, you know, you learn things, like knowledge is learned, and that's why he has the Ankh and the Merkaba, but that wisdom is remembered. So you are in a cloak of wisdom now, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Maybe you've been on a wandering path trying to find answers through studying, through insight of others. Similar message to air signs about, you know, that the answers you seek are within you. The fog is clearing. Your soul is leading you the way. Right now, you're uncovering the truth of your own soul, and your soul is your cheerleader. So follow it. The fog is clearing. The light has come and is shining on you. So follow it and trust the wisdom that is within you. And they're saying to water signs, go, go, go. So that's so funny. And some of that may be through a lot of creativity, through inspiration, because Paul the Venetian was there at the bottom of the deck for you water signs. So those were the messages. Let's get a message, just one last message to close. And this will be, because we did earth, air, fire, water, let's get one from the elements of spirit and ether. I could sit here forever, to be honest with you, because the weather is so perfect. Like, I could literally just sit here forever. So weather permitting, I will be back here probably next week, maybe even Sunday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, because now I'm slowing down. So I want to do your sign-by-sign readings. And now that I have this little vortex place here where the wind doesn't seem to be too heavy, I think I'll come back here, maybe bring some lunch. Okay, so for the collective, charity, and I was talking about that prayer and contemplation. So faith, hope, and charity, the three feminine archangels in this deck, connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. And this is so beautiful and so graceful. And I'm telling you, the prayer is so important right now. And maybe you don't pray in a traditional way. I use my altar space, my various altar spaces, and my oils and my incenses and my candles, and it's very simple. It's, but not everybody does that. So maybe for you, it's different. Maybe it's while you're doing other things, or before you go to bed at night, or when you wake up in the morning. So prayer and contemplation, and that's a beautiful energy. It's like we're being given that grace. And with charity, that may be something too, like right now, to see how you can help others, but not in the way of like the martyr, because that's very Piscean. It's like the martyr, versus the victim kind of a thing. But it's just your light work, and how is that evolving? What does that look like? What are you giving to the world? Also charity. Maybe you need help right now, and so they're saying, if that's the case, ask and you shall receive. So when I'm saying that with asking, is there someone in your life that you've been thinking, like, maybe I need to ask this person for help, maybe I need to ask for help? If that's your message, then it is a confirmation and a validation from spirit that now is the time to ask and you shall receive. And otherwise, that's why the Six of Pentacles is like a card of charity, and it's where the scales are balancing. So it's like we give out when we can, and then when we need, we can also ask the divine law of compensation. So I love you guys. I think I'm just gonna sit here and drink some water for a little while because I am really thirsty. And if there's anything I can do for you, I am open for readings. If you want a personal session, send me an email. I keep forgetting to put my email address in the last few videos. So it's elizabethlight1111@gmail.com, but I will put it in the description box. So if you're looking for a personal session or just want to inquire about what those look like, I do have time in May and June. So I'm booking for May and June right now. April was just impossible for me. So anyway, thank you all for sticking with me and for being here. Please do like this video and share it if it felt meaningful to you and you think that it may be fun for someone else to listen to and to hear. So I'm sending you lots of love and light, and drink your water, get your sunshine, do something nice for yourself. You deserve it. And oh, I got like an itch in my nose. Okay, I'll try to go out on a good note. But anyway, I love you guys. Take good care. Namaste.